Hey guys, this is Ivan from Key Toronto Real Estate, your Lower East Side of Toronto real estate specialist. And today I would like to introduce you to a fantastic human being. Her name is Thu, and she runs an organization called Karma Kitchen, straight from Moss Park. Thu, why don't you tell us about yourself?
All right. So I grew up, born and raised in Toronto in Regent Park. I went away for a while. I'm a tech entrepreneur, and while I was in Silicon Valley, I stumbled upon this organization called Service Space, and Karma Kitchen was something that they've been doing for over 12 years. What it is a restaurant in Berkeley, which basically it's all run by volunteers, and guests get a bill that says $0 and they're invited to pay it forward. I brought that to Toronto. About a year ago, we started our first Karma Kitchen in the park, in Moss Park, with an organization called Building Roots. And what we did differently this time was we moved that restaurant experience outdoors. So Moss Park has different people, either with different roofs over their head, whether it's low-income housing or stars. And so we wanted to bring that kind of generosity and experience outside to the community.
So I'm a part of Karma Kitchen myself. I go out every month and I absolutely love it. And like you said, it's a way to introduce people who can afford going to a restaurant, to have a restaurant experience, and seeing those people who actually haven't even been to a restaurant in their entire life, all of a sudden getting their orders taken. It's actually really fulfilling. But how did you choose the neighborhood that you're in?
Yeah, so I grew up in Regent Park. I was in the community housing because I was a refugee. So kind of coming back to Regent Park, I bought a place 5 years ago. And what I noticed is Moss Park isn't like Regent Park, where Regent Park is revitalizing with lots of attention, lots of revitalization. Moss Park still, people are still living there from the days I was a refugee, so like 30 years ago, and they're still there. And the housing isn't getting better. A lot of things like the garbage pickup doesn't happen. There's just, it's almost like a forgotten neighborhood in Toronto, and it's actually one of the few forgotten neighborhoods that still exist. So I thought it's a good place, and also because I was friends with Darcy and Lisa, who have been doing a lot of good work in Building Roots to revitalize Moss Park. It was an easy choice for us to start there.
Nice. So what did you learn about Toronto and about the neighborhood as a whole?
Yeah. So one of the Karma Kitchens we did last summer, the theme was hope, and there was a wishing tree, and basically with every meal we asked people, what do you wish for? What do you hope for? And we put it on this tree. For some reason, I don't know, I think the biggest lesson for me is that all humans have more in common than we know. So when you see those wishes on that tree, it's the same. It's like, I hope that my family is healthy. I hope that I can have a job, that I can afford things. I hope I don't get in trouble, or safety, or any of that. It's all the same. But somehow humans are kind of wired to see differences, and I'm better than you, or I'm going to judge you because of where you live and what you wear and all that stuff. So I actually feel what I've learned is that there are a lot of virtues that are same from everyone, like love, kindness, generosity. These are in everyone, and it's kind of like in Karma Kitchen. It's like, you've been there. It's like you're coming to a family lunch.
Yeah.
So it's like strangers are coming to a family lunch, and we're all connected on our humanity, rather than focusing on the haves and have-nots. So that's what I've learned, and it kind of brings me hope that Toronto or the world, we have more in common than we think.
That is so touching. All right. So in terms of volunteers, who volunteers for you? What can you tell me about them?
Okay. Yeah, so first I brought my friends because when I was in the Bay Area for 2 years, I kept on talking about Karma Kitchen there and service space and just all the incredible people I met. Kind of similar to like you going to Karma Kitchen and thinking like, wow, these are the best human beings ever.
Yeah.
So first it was my friends, but now honestly it's like people that are retired, kids. Like we have our youngest volunteer is like, I think he's in grade 6. Another one is in grade 12, so lots of youth, lots of people in their 20s, 30s, 40s. Like I feel like it's across the board, and it's across like there's Moss Park volunteers, people that live there. There's people that my boyfriend's mom lives in Peterborough, and she travels all the way from Peterborough for the events.
They're all over the place.
Yeah, they're all over the place, and it's just kind of this like, and I think it's moved by love is kind of why people come.
Speaking of love, what do you love the most about the neighborhood?
I honestly, like after that hope tree that I was talking about, I think it's just, it's like, yeah, I'm moved by the love that's there. Even if there's no money in that community or no jobs, or actually there's no supermarket or grocery store except for Moss Park Market. I think even if you don't have any of that stuff, these people, you have to remember like they gone through a lot of struggle. It's refugees, it's like people that are now homeless. There's lots of people, like it's like resiliency that I see there, where it's like unless you go past your edges and unless you struggle, you really don't really appreciate life, I think, for the things that you do have. So I think that's what I love about that place, because it's like strong human beings.
Yeah, they're absolutely lovely there. Whoever came and I met them, and they're just a bunch of fantastic human beings, like you said. So it's it's a really good to see the other side of Toronto. It's not what we're usually used to be seeing.
Yeah, like there's a theme. I read an interview this morning by the founder of Service Space who started Karma Kitchen, and he talked about how like the problem in the world right now is disconnection. Like we're disconnected from people, we're disconnected from reality or truth or all of that. We're actually disconnected from ourselves, and the reasons why he started Karma Kitchen and the reason why I'm continuing it here is it's small, it's sustainable. Like usually in Karma Kitchen I always say, oh, your job today is just to make someone's day, right? Just one person. So it doesn't feel like heavy lifting, it doesn't feel like hard work, and the whole thing is like, and I've seen it, it's like small acts of kindness. It sounds super cheesy, it sounds like super hippie, but it's true. Like just make someone's day today, and if everyone just made one person's day, you know, what kind of world would we live in? And I think that's kind of the first steps of going from disconnection to connection.
And so we had a lot of people coming to our last event. It was even
70?
I'd say even more.
Yeah.
And what do you think people would say they love the most about Karma Kitchen?
I'd like to say the food. No.
The food is good. Yes.
So one thing about the food, I love food, but one thing is like, other than, you know, there's soup kitchens around, there's other ways that people are giving out food. The way we do it here, it's like vegetarian. Building Roots, our partners have a farm down the street called Ashbridge Estate. It's an urban farm, so we try to get like really fresh vegetables, and really it's like food that the volunteers eat, the guests eat. Like there's no discrimination of like who eats what food. It's all good. But I do think people come every month, and there's new people that come every month. It seems. I think it's back to kindness and goodness. Like there's almost like a Karma Kitchen high. I don't know if you feel it, but I do. For like days after, which is like, oh, okay, cool. Like there's hope and there's love, and there's like new friendships.
Yeah, tell us when is the next one? How often do you run?
Okay, cool. So Karma Kitchen's been a monthly experiment. It's in its second year now. The next one is on Sunday, July 8th.
28.
Sorry. The next Karma Kitchen is on July 28th, which is a Sunday, from noon to 2. And usually volunteers come around 10 and set up, and then food starts around 12 to 2. And not only do we have food, we usually have a theme. So the next one is called Be You, and kind of exploring and amplifying the ways that you show up in the world as yourself. And yeah, we're gonna have workshops. Like, one is we're gonna get people to bring, single-use plastics that they have, like bottles and Pringles cans and things like that, and we're gonna put rocks and rice inside and try to make percussion instruments out of it. So it's basically volunteers that are moved to create these kind of workshops, and yeah, that's been an experiment every month.
Yeah, and the last thing from me as well, I find that you are the most chillest volunteer organization I've ever been a part of. Because there's absolutely no, I don't want to say pressure, but it's definitely very, very, very chill. So that's I love every time I go out there. It's fantastic.
Cool.
All right, guys, if you like Karma Kitchen and if you want to support them, make sure to follow them on social, on Instagram and Facebook at Karma Kitchen Toronto, and I'll see you next time.